Welcome to a new edition of the Famous Interviews with Joe Dimino. On this episode, we talk with the founder of Christian Stoner Voiceover. It's her personal brand. And VoiceCo, a Nashville-based voiceover agency. She is passionate about helping brands connect with their clients and customers, and she uses voiceover to lend a profound human touch to video. Always excited to help give the audience an experience that encourages, inspires, and awakens them to new possibilities. We get into this and so much more. Enjoy the interview.
I'm great. How are you, Joe?
I'm excellent. Thank you for taking a minute out today. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. My pleasure.
So before we get into your life and your work, I want to know, the last 3 years with the pandemic really played on all of us in a very specific way. And I'm curious how you survived it and how you're living your life and conducting business now that the world is waking up and we're coming out of it.
Yeah, so as far as how I survived it, I was working a 9-to-5 desk job as an administrative assistant, so managing things for my office and the people in the office and things like that. And I decided to move out of that in October of 2020, kind of during the height of the pandemic. So for a while there, it was just, I would work in my office, in my recording booth and things like that. So it was a little bit more isolating than when I worked in an office, but I really, really liked doing it and have just kept doing it ever since. So navigating the pandemic, there was a lot of, my husband and I had to do a lot of isolating so that we didn't catch corona. And that was a little bit hard to not be able to see family and friends for a while. But here lately, we've been able to see a lot more of family and friends. And so we've been really excited about it.
It seems like over this time period, a lot of people decided to ditch the day job and get into their own business. Did this pandemic kind of help you realize that you could actually charter your own destiny?
I want to say yes. I was already, I guess it did. I think I probably already had that inside of me, that yearning for more, that yearning to have more control over my time with my work. And so I decided to go for it, and I was able to have a little bit of success with that. And a few months into trying it out, trying something new out with voiceover, my husband said, just go ahead and quit your day job. And so I did, and it's been great.
Rest is history. So to get a better handle on exactly what you do for a living on a daily basis, I'm going to put you in front of a bunch of third graders at a career day, and one of them will look up and ask you, what do you do for a living? How do you answer them?
Ooh, I would say I help different people tell other people about what they do. And I use my voice to do that. I talk into a microphone and record what I say, and I send it to the people that I'm helping, and then they take it and put it on video, or they put it on the radio, or they put it on TV.
So when you were in the third grade, what was your dream growing up? What did you want to become?
Oh gosh. Third grade was a long time ago. At that point, I may have wanted to be a gymnast. But as I got older, I wanted to be an actress, but I was way too shy to be on camera. So now I'm an actress in some form, without a camera, just behind a microphone.
So let me ask you this. Let's go back to your childhood. Tell me about where you were born and raised and how these seeds got into you to want to do voiceover work and to want to be out there and to have a lot of people listen to you. How did all this happen?
As a child, I grew up in a very creative family, and my dad really loved old musicals, old classic movies and musicals. So I grew up watching a lot of Wizard of Oz, a lot of movies with, what is her name? I forget the name of the actress, but she's in Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. So I grew up with a lot of artsy type of movies playing in the background of my life, and ended up having a love for acting. And at some point between then and probably my late 20s, I thought I would try voice acting. And my husband's a musician, and so he had a lot of gear laying around, and we ended up getting a microphone, and I was able to try out voice acting, and it stuck.
So what was the first gig that you ever did where you thought, wow, this is great, I can make money, I'm good at it, it makes sense?
Oh gosh. Oh goodness. I'm trying to think through a lot of the older jobs that I did back in 2020. It's kind of hard to think back that far. But I have done work for Microsoft and Johnson & Johnson and Adidas and things like that. And being able to work with brands that I've seen before or heard of before, that really, really gets me excited. And so I can speak to those specific clients that I've worked with, and I can say, like, those definitely make me feel like this is amazing. I can keep doing this. I love what I do, things like that. So
awesome. So who's been a role model for you or someone you have admired, whether it's been in voice work or just in general, that's really motivated you in your life?
Oh, I would say one of the biggest role models I've had, and I know it might sound kind of cliche, but it would be my mother for sure. She's a very, very patient person. She's always trying to make sure everyone's taken care of. She's just very sweet and mild-mannered, and she makes me laugh, and I make her laugh. So I would say that she's one. And the other person I would say is my dad. And I say my dad because he also used to work a 9-to-5 type job when I was a kid, and he decided that he wanted to start his own business with my mom, and they did it. They did it. And I think that's why I have the drive in me to do that myself and the courage to do it, because I saw them do it. So that's what I would say in answer to that question.
So if you can meet anybody alive on the planet right now and spend a little time with them, who would it be?
I think I would spend time I think I would try to talk to Alex Hormozy and Layla Hormozy. They are, have you heard of them before?
No, I haven't.
Okay. So they're what are they, like in their late 20s or very early 30s? But they have scaled multiple businesses together, started from scratch and scaled multiple businesses at very young ages. And I think that they're brilliant, and I love the content they put out. And so I would love to sit down with them and talk to them, pick their brains, and get to know them a little bit.
So what is it that motivates you ultimately? Every day you wake up and you have things that you want to do and accomplish. What is it that gets you through the day?
I think I would say there's just certain life experiences that I'd like to have. There's certain goals that I want to reach, and a certain lifestyle that I would like to have, as far as like the kind of house I would like to have, and the area where I'd like to live, and countries that I'd like to visit. And so I think those are things that kind of get me through the day. And also I really like what I do, and I want to keep doing it. And so I just keep putting one foot in front of the other and keep doing what I'm doing.
So in your profession of voice work and even acting and all of that, who do you admire the most? Who was it early on that really inspired you, that made you think that's something I would love to do?
In voice acting?
Yeah.
That's a hard one. That's a really hard one to answer. Early on in my voice acting career, or when I was considering voice acting, I listened to a lot of Bill DeWeese content on YouTube, and he does a lot of encouraging people to pursue voice acting and has a lot of tips on voice acting. And so I would say that he was an inspiration, and also his daughter, Mallory, is also in voice acting. And so seeing other people doing it makes you feel like you can do it too. And so I went for it.
So when you get to the end of the proverbial day, how do you look back and quantify a good day? How do you say that day worked for me?
If I know that my clients are satisfied with the work that I've done, then that makes me feel really good. If I've had a really large influx of clients whose orders I've completed, that makes me feel really good as well, knowing that I've got enough business coming in, know that I've completed the projects that my clients have asked me to complete. So I would say client satisfaction and, if I'm being honest, the amount of work that I have coming in gets me excited when I have a lot of work coming in.
So what's been one of the best client fan letters or feedback you've gotten from your work?
Oh, the only one I can think of right now is I did, I know it sounds kind of basic, but I did like a phone tree voicemail type voiceover for a client, and they were really pleased with it. And so I can't remember exactly what they said, but I know that I felt really happy hearing how satisfied, or seeing the review that they had written with how satisfied they were.
So everyone out there has a perception of you, your family, your friends, clients, colleagues, but ultimately you live your life. What's your perception of you? Who do you think you are?
Oh, that's a really hard question. I'm someone who loves my family, and I love what I do. I love to relax. I love to share life over meals with family and friends, and so that's as much as I can say.
That's fine. That's fine.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine. I think sometimes there's an urge to have a lot to this answer, but the simplicity actually works quite well.
Yeah.
For sure. So, Christian, if anyone out there wants to learn more about you, hire you, anything related to your work and your world, where can they go?
They can go to christianstoner.com, and that's where they can find all the information they'll need.
Excellent. Christian, thank you for opening up. Thanks for your time. Best of luck with your business and everything as we move forward. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Joe. Great to talk to you.
Thanks for tuning in to another famous interview with Joe Dimino, where we cover the world of art, literature, business, spirituality, music, and more from around the globe. If you want to hear more interviews, visit the Famous Interviews with Joe Dimino channel on YouTube. You can also find us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Thanks again for listening, and until next time.